joining us now to talk about all the other stories that I just read is George Barcelon. He's PCCI Chair to discuss also the private sector support of the administration's priority bills. Good afternoon, sir. Thanks for being with us here in the studio.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, pala.
Good morning, Regina.
It feels
Thanks
like
for inviting me.
It feels like it's been a day.
Yes.
But let me start off with the last item that I just read about Joseph C. Facing the Senate yesterday.
Yes.
And that's because I know he's a member of the PCCI.
That's right.
So my question to you is, how has this affected the group, and what is the PCCI stand on this issue?
Well, as far as we're concerned, he's the president of a legitimate company, mining company, which is nickel, exporting nickel ore, and he's very active in our mining committee. As far as we know that the business group has traveled before, and now we know that he holds a Filipino passport. And that being said, I believe that the RTC and the CA has both of the government court has made due diligence. And as far as we know, what are allegedly that he's using an alias, we're not privy on that. So that's why we support him. That he has been in his business, a listed company, that he has been religiously paying taxes, and his contribution to the economy is quite crucial also, in the mining sectors. He has been detained, I believe, for about almost 4 months.
But he was released by the...
He
was ordered released by the taking court.
He was asked to,
and then which was affirmed
present
by the Court of
himself in
Appeals.
the hearing of Senator
correct.
Risa Ontiveros. So I guess we just have to see how the proceeding goes. But
a couple of months ago, when he was first detained, the PCCI put out a statement saying that it sends the wrong signal to investors. Why is that so?
Well, in the sense that as far as people know about the person himself and the company, it's well run, and after the court, both courts' decision, we find it sort of concern why they were not carried out. Okay, so it can send the wrong signal to people who are thinking of investing here or who have invested here, that such a similar case can happen. So we hope that this can be addressed by the government agencies. And if there's any new finding on the veracity of his citizenship, of course the government should proceed with whatever charges. But if not, I think it's only but fair to let him go.
Okay. Speaking of investors that are potentially looking at the Philippines, where are we on that? Have you seen any hesitation from foreign investors, particularly in light of this, now notorious flood control scandal?
As far as the perception of foreign investors, the case with Joseph C. Doesn't really have that much impact.
No, outside of that,
Yeah, aside from that, of course, we have the flood scandal that's being highlighted, and the fact that people are concerned on the uncertainty. They're taking time to reset whatever intentions they have. They'd like to see how this turns out. Plus the fact that the third quarter GDP was not very promising. It went down from 5.2, 5.3 to 4%. And as of late, from what I sort of read in some of the studies, that the fourth quarter is not going to be a rebound. It's still going to be low. So that in itself, if investors looking at the Philippines as a potential investment country, would take note that let's wait until things settle down.
Okay. So sir, maraming on wait and see mode at this point.
Maraming wait and see mode, and there are less visitors coming to the Philippines. I don't blame them because in the last quarter we had calamities, with earthquake, with typhoon, with floods. So maybe that's one of the reasons. But we hope that if all of these issues that are putting us in a bad light, no, would somehow be resolved. And we are still very active, especially for next year, when many countries know that we're hosting the ASEAN
ASEAN.
2026.
But
And our
specific,
chairman, Joey Concepcion, is working hard at it. Even tonight, he's hosting an event for championing this ASEAN 2026.
yeah, I know he's all fired up.
Yes, our
But-
chairman. Well, he has done very well, being his second chairmanship for the ASEAN.
Yeah.
No?
But specifically, when you go overseas and try to convince investors to look at the Philippines as an investment destination, what kind of questions do they ask you about? And I'm sure many of them have read about the flood control scandal. Is that something that, is there a sense that we're
this
moving
is-
in the right
well,
direction?
in a way, this is something new. But in the past, of course, their main concern is how competitive can we be as a country attracting foreign investors. And top of mind, of course, cost of power is one.
Yeah.
And the ease of doing business is not a far second. Okay. And the third
Always.
is the cost of logistic. So, but when we're out there promoting the country, we put our best foot forward. We're telling them that, what that their concern is being dealt with by the fact that, we have opened up these sectors for foreign investments, 100%. And as far as the ease of doing business, government has this agency, ARTA, there, no, to sort of be the go-to agency in case there's any problem. So, in a way, as I said quite often, we are in the radar, okay? And the growth really is in our region, in the ASEAN. But we'll have to see how with after this scandal that is it's known worldwide, no? And the amount is quite staggering. Other countries do have their own scandals, but not in a way to the amount that we're
Yeah.
talking about here.
Oh.
So they're a bit careful. Of course, some governments with their ODA, they're also wait and see attitude.
But I don't know if it's ever going to go away fully, because even now, even as we're working out the flood control issue, there's another one on the horizon already, which is the LOAs from the BIR. So they've started that investigation in the Senate. And I distinctly remember Finance Secretary Frederick Go saying that in his 2 years as special advisor to the president on investment affairs, the number one complaint by foreign investors was the BIR. So every one of them that came through his office said
Right.
the BIR was a big problem.
Right, right. Well, I'm on the private sector side, and I can really vouch for that. That's one of the key areas. And I mentioned this even to Secretary Recto before. Okay, of course, we feel that the examiners have a job to do. Okay, but they have to also consider the fact that the businessmen, majority of the businessmen are very transparent. Okay, they would pay their taxes that's due them religiously, but quite often there are many overzealous examiner, okay? And they're threading on grounds or findings that are not really cannot stand scrutiny.
Unreasonable, basically.
Yes, unreasonable basis. So all of these are key issues when are detractors, no, for investors, because they compare our country to other country. Of course, we have to protect. The government has to protect the rights of collecting the proper taxes. But if you're overzealous to the point that people looks at it as unreasonable, and they, especially for foreign investors, if they have other places to go, and they
Of course,
and many
yeah.
of them have actually investment in some of these Asian countries,
Yeah.
so they have a
We're
way.
losing out to Vietnam.
Yeah, they have
for
a basis
example.
of comparison.
One of the proposals right now under new Commissioner Charlie Mendoza is to let all LOAs now have to go through his office.
Yeah.
So right now, kasi the RDOs are the ones that
Yes,
issue the LOAs.
yes.
Now he wants everything coursed through his office,
Yes.
which in my mind creates its own problems. It
Yes,
creates bottlenecks, right? But
that's
do you think
true.
that's a good solution?
Well, I think why the Commissioner Mendoza said that is because there has been, especially in the past 2 years, people can sense that some of these LOA are issued within a very short period or unreasonably demanding. Yeah. And I would think that he would take it. Of course, he mentioned that everything has to go through his office, but he would take the advice of some of his examiners. Every month we have the PCCI is a lead group in discussing with BIR.
Oh, okay.
And definitely from my side, this was started during my term as president, 2022. We see a lot of benefit because we also bring up issues that sometimes they may not be aware of. And we don't want some of this concern will be, instead of solving it, it's being aggravated by not communicating. So once we get to communicate, it helps solve some of the issues. But we also understand the side of the commissioner, the examiners, because they're hard pressed also to collect.
Correct.
We have a big
Huge
deficit.
target. Oh,
Huge
there's
target
a huge
and deficit.
target, collection target.
But quite often we share some of the difficulties of the businessman
But
side.
sir, the problem though is that 70%, according to some of the senators, at least 70% sometimes goes to the pocket of the examiners. It doesn't go to the government. On the one hand, yes, you've got a huge collection target, but on the other hand, these LOAs are being weaponized.
I guess the statement that the senator made was with some research and some I guess those numbers can be adjudged as quite high. But even it's like the flood scandal, right? Before we thought, maybe when Mayor Magalong was saying it was like 30%, 40%, no? And then this thing blew
Blew up.
and it blew up, and everybody, well, it's the other way around. Sobra, yung 70, 60%.
We were apparently just looking at the tip of the iceberg.
Yes.
But very quickly, sir, what's one reform you would like to see at the BIR immediately? I mean, I know digitization is a long process and it's going to take years, but what's one thing that they can do immediately to fix the problem?
Well, as I said, that we've been meeting with them, and there's a majority are okay naman examiners. There are a few overzealous, and some businesses are being harassed. Okay, and I think that this has to be done through more communication, and with the commissioner being involved, so that he can discern. Okay, because I wouldn't say that it's all the fault of BIR, but we can say it's all the fault of the taxpayer. Okay, but there must be within a middle ground, wherein if it's excessive of the BIR examiner, then that should be called for what it is. Now, if somebody is evading taxes, really, then we have to call it what it is, that they have to cough up. So it's a middle ground, I think, that can be done through more communication. There's no, we have too many laws already, to be honest, on the BIR.
We do, yeah.
And the compliance is quite challenging. So that area is maybe the BIR, the new commissioner, can look into and try to, actually they've tried simplifying na. Okay, even the term of, during the term of Commissioner Recto or Secretary Recto.
Sir, so we're running out of time, but we did invite you here to talk about initially the reform bill. So I just have one question for you on that.
Yes.
Four priority bills that you want the president to certify as urgent. I want to home in on the, there's four: anti-political dynasty, partyless reform, Cadena Act, and the Independence Commission. Out of those four, which would you say is the most important for you guys, and why?
Well, if you look at it, three of them are quite related. Okay, the
Political
Cadena
dynasty.
and the commission, political commission, and then the access to information. Okay, we know very well we have the freedom of information that's already enacted, and some of this really falls under that category. like Cadena, to be have access to expenses of the government. Okay, and actually the freedom of information should allow that.
Yeah.
So instead of many laws, as I was saying, they can tweak the IRR, no, to perform the same functions. Okay, you look at the ICI, the Independent Commission for Infrastructure. I heard that's going to be dissolved. Okay?
Potentially, yes.
Potentially.
They haven't confirmed.
Yeah, so, any laws that's put out must have substance. You have the IRR. What are the intention of these laws? So I'm for it. I mean, that gives the private sector more access to what's going on. But even when the ICI was created, everything was on executive session. I mean, the private sector cannot be on the investigation. So again, the intention is good.
Yeah.
But how far are you going to take
It's
it?
always in the implementation.
Yes,
But
yes.
great answer. We'll leave that there. Thank you so much for talking to us
That's
today.
right.
George Barcelon, Chairman of the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry, or PCCI.